Well, it's episode 70.
Yeah, I guess we should have a guest. Or guests.
Good mythical morning.
Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
This episode is brought to you by Smule, makers of Songify 2.0, the official app of the Gregory Brothers. You have until Sunday night to make your Songified GMM Jingle. This Sunday night, you can win mythical shoes and an iTunes gift card.
We have our first ever, and potentially last ever, depending on how this goes, guest on the show. It took us 70 episodes to talk someone into being a guest. You probably know them as the genius minds behind Auto-Tune the News, the Double Rainbow song, the Bed Intruder song, and many more.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Good Mythical Morning. First ever guest, the Gregory Brothers.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah, this is
Welcome to the
exciting.
couch.
This is a great couch.
The couch is luxurious.
Welcome to a very small room.
It's a great room.
It's intimate. It's intimate.
You know,
Now,
the room looks huge on your show, and we came in, it's intimate.
You tricked us.
We're disappointed.
Wide angle lenses.
okay, today we're going to talk about sibling rivalry. I personally don't have any siblings.
I have a brother. Still alive.
Okay. Okay. It's
His name is Cole.
so it's almost as if we're having a rivalry now over if we have siblings or not.
Well,
It's not my fault I don't have siblings.
well, it could have been. Did you ever hit your dad really hard, like with a baseball bat?
No, especially not in that area.
Because that can cause no more siblings.
I know that. Or
That's why I only have one brother, because of the golf outing with my dad. My brother, Cole, he is 3 years older. We've talked about him a little bit on the show. He used to come over to the house, or Link used to, well, he lived with me. Link used to come over to the house. And you guys would team up on me. And I'm still upset about it because you assumed, or you knew that it got under my skin when you told me that I had a crush on Melissa Hood. I didn't. Melissa Hood, she's a great girl, but I didn't have a crush on her.
I planted this information in your older brother Cole. I was the informant.
But you guys teamed up on me, and I got so mad one time because you told me, speaking of deodorant.
You love Melissa Hood.
I took Cole's
You love her.
deodorant, and I threw it at you guys, and you guys slammed the door just in time, and the deodorant exploded all over the door. And it was there, and it made a little dent in there. I remembered the hatred that I felt for you and my brother.
And I will forever remember the sound of exploding deodorant on the inside of your door.
But the one thing I knew...
We opened the door back up, and on the inside, it was just, everything was white. It's like it had snowed in there.
Yeah.
And then we just laughed at you and pointed and said, "You love Melissa Hood and deodorant."
I'm still upset about it. I want to punch you. But that's the one thing that I never did. I never hit you in the face, and I never hit my brother in the face. But I want to ask our expert panel of brothers and sister-in-law, have you guys ever punched one another in the face, in the facial structure with a fist?
It's frankly amazing when I think of the number of times that we tackled each other, twisted arms, pulled hair, that there was never a fist-to-face event. But I don't think we've ever punched each other in the face.
I don't think we ever went face. There was just a lot for us. Like the finisher in the fight was usually an uppercut to the stomach. Like once you went up.
I don't think that's called an uppercut. I think that's called a body blow.
That's middle cut.
If you're low enough, it's an uppercut.
When you're that much smaller, it is an uppercut.
Yeah. When you're 3 and your brother's 6, it's an uppercut. And once you do the uppercut, the fight is over and someone goes and tattles.
Body shots. It always ended with body shots. And I'm talking about
because those are legal. It was understood code amongst the Gregory brothers.
Child moral code that is just kind of understood. But it is interesting how that does turn into a sort of kiddie arms race where it starts really petty, the poking and whatever, and then the next guy's got to one up that until you get to body blows, which is, basically like the
They got really
bomb.
sophisticated though. They made their own Guantanamo Bay and put me in it.
They
It was
tortured
like a
you
torture
for
machine.
What kind of information?
That's worse than punching. But you justify it by saying, "Oh, it's really just the heat making him suffer."
Was it like a closet?
Well, we didn't put him in a closet. We put him into 2 milk crates just facing each other. So this is a
Like a
child.
cage.
He's like a cage.
He was really little.
Where he really couldn't move at all. And we tied him together and then put blankets over it and then pointed a lamp at
A
it.
lot of lamps. We just found all the lamps we could in the house, like 5 or 6 lamps that we could carry. We're like 5 and 8, so we're tiny too. Bringing lamps and just pointing them.
Do you remember this?
It's one of my earliest memories. Just not being able to move and just like screaming.
To this day, though, Michael can withstand great heights of heat.
The thing with us is, because we're basically like brothers. I'd rather say we're like brothers than we're like an old married couple. Which
Well, we're
we do.
blood brothers.
We're blood brothers. So whenever we would fight, it would start all really innocent, like you said, and then it would escalate, and I would be the one, because I'm smaller. I've always been smaller, and it would escalate, and I would be getting angry, and the angrier I got, the funnier you thought it was, and the more you would just do the "I'm dead" move. He would lay on top of me, fully clothed, and he'd say, "I'm dead, I'm dead," and and then I couldn't move, and I was just under there.
Nothing you can do about it.
Would you drool on him?
No, I would do
dead?
the, I would do
Dead
the I'm
people do
dead.
drool.
That would be my move. Oh, he's in the I'm dead. Look, you don't win by doing that, but
Right.
it humiliates the other guy. I would just get on top of the I'm dead.
It's horrible. It's humiliating.
It works every time.
And of course, there would be people watching. We charge admission to this.
When is the last
What's
time
the
you pulled
spit
the I'm
thing?
dead?
What's the oldest you've ever done?
Freshman year in college, he was doing the I'm dead, and the door was cracked, and people from down the hall were walking by, and I remember at one point he was like, "I'm dead," and we were just in our boxer shorts.
This is an 18-year-old grown man.
Then the door opens a little bit, and I see somebody from down the hall look in, and just his eyes got wide as saucers, and then he just backed away slowly and shut the door. And then Rhett said, "I'm still dead."
Well, we were about. What happened?
We had no pride at that point.
We were about to go to bed, so we were like down, on our separate bunks. We were down into our boxer shorts, about to go to bed, and Link said something that upset me, and so I decided to put him in the I'm dead move.
I probably said, "You're in love with Melissa Hood still."
And I forgot that the door was open. As adults, like, what's the maddest that you've gotten at each other? Over what?
I remember the last physical fight that Michael and I had was maybe when we were like 17 and 14 or 18 and 15. And even while it was happening, I was like, I can't believe we're doing this.
I'm
This
too
is
old for
this. This is so dumb. Especially because it's over a video game. You shouldn't have a fist fight when you're 18 and 15 over a video game.
What game was it?
And that it's a little known game called Myth, not to be confused with Myst.
Right.
That involved like dwarves bombing each other.
And then how did that one end? With a body shot?
Yeah, it ended with the body shot. I think it might have been
Game over.
I think it might have been a knee that was aimed for the stomach and landed a little low.
Oh.
And then everyone realizes this fight's gone too far.
Do you guys need to settle it right now? Can you just look at each other and maybe an apology is in order?
Well, do you remember the specific myth incident? Because I think you need to apologize specifically about that. Like, I didn't mean to. What? I mean,
Yeah, who was at fault? I was probably at fault.
I feel like I was at fault.
But can we put dwarves and arrows in it? Be more specific.
I feel like I took the game of Myth a little too seriously was the problem.
Were you playing against each other? What was happening?
We were playing on our online account, but in those days, you could only, like for one game, you could only have one account, so we had to share it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a little older and was like very serious about like trying to maintain my score.
Sure.
Andrew had built up his huge army of dwarves. You don't want them to be squandered by an inferior player on your account.
Where Michael was taking the game, he was playing the game for fun, which is what you should do for a game, and didn't care if he got on and lost 10 games in a row, which he didn't even do.
He was ruining your breath.
He would apparently.
Ruining your rep.
This is outrageous.
And
He was about to apologize to you for it.
and now
You need to, but you need to ask forgiveness.
I feel like I was at fault because I was taking the game too seriously. Who cares if you're one of the top
But
100?
Andrew,
Michael-
don't tell us. Tell Michael.
Yeah, just make it happen right here.
Michael, I'm sorry I got so mad at you over Myth.
I accept your apology.
All right, hug it out, guys. Come on. Hug it.
Oh,
Look
can
at
we,
this,
can
right?
we come back every week?
Let's you and I hug it out too. Later. Never. Let's shake hands. Let's
You gotta
fist bump about
settle. You
it.
gotta settle the Melissa Hood beef.
I want to see
It's
the I'm
true.
dead. I want to see the I'm dead move. Come on.
All right.
If we start talking about Melissa, I mean, the hug will quickly turn into the I'm dead move.
Rhett,
We're the opposite of you. You're trying to get us to hug, and we're trying to get you to do the I'm dead move.
okay, sincerely,
Fight.
I'm sorry for saying that you love Melissa Hood. I know that you liked her a little bit, but you probably didn't love her.
I didn't. No, I didn't like her.
And you
in that
ruined
way.
a perfectly
She
good
was just-
deodorant.
she was just a friend.
Well, I apologize for insinuating that it was love, not like, which I still think it was.
It wasn't. She's a nice girl, but I was not attracted to her.
Will you forgive me?
No.
Don't do the I'm dead. Come on, just because they're here, don't do it.
Fight.
Fight.
Fight. Fight. Fight. Fight.
Look, you wouldn't hit a man with glasses, even in a body blow, right?
I'll do it after the cameras are off.
Okay. Yeah, we'll settle this later with a little crack in the dorm room door.
Why don't we bring out the wheel, Link?
Let's bring up the wheel. Oh yeah, this is how we
I
end
don't know
things
how
down here.
this is going to work, but let's end this episode.
Spin the wheel, spin the wheel. When it stops, it will. That will tell us what to do. In this episode of Good Mythical Morning, we'd like to thank the Gregory Brothers for being here and thank you for subscribing to their channel, Schmo Yoho. News reporter. Which is kind of ironic because, we could say, since we're doing news report, then you could auto-tune the news, but we're not going to ask you to do that because we're not paying you.
But what is this when I...
You be the news reporter, and you're like a man on the street kind of thing, reporting.
Good evening, Reb McLaughlin with KCAL News. I'm here with the man who is the owner of the bear that got loose in the community last night, Mr. Charlie Neal.
Call me Charles. Yep. Skippy is friendly. I don't know what people keep saying about being in fear for their lives. He is a grizzly, and he is not castrated, but he is friendly. I mean, hence the name Skippy. I named him that because as a child he would skip.
Now, what do we to make of the reports of you feeding the bear raw meat and citing him and then purposely setting him loose last night?
I didn't purposely set him loose. I just give him the freedom that he demands. I mean, he's a grizzly. He demands freedom. He shouldn't be locked in a cage or two milk carton crates with a. He's not a child, is what I'm saying. He's not a younger sibling. He's a grizzly bear. He demands freedom, not heat under lamps and milk cartons. It's crazy. I've heard of people doing this.
This is why I hate my job.
I took my chances on being lonely. Yeah. But all I ever wanted to do was make myself your one and only and spend my 24/7 with you.